Hey, Attorney Montgomery here. If you don't know who I am, I practice family and immigration law in Atlanta, Georgia. And like many of you, I've come across this picture on social media and I've got some questions. Now, we're going to keep the questions PG, but the questions that I have, and if you have the answers, I want you to please stitch this video and answer the questions for me. So, it looks like both of them have found love. And if you have been keeping up with the twins, the conjoined twins, and if you first met them on Oprah, like I did many years ago, then you have got an opportunity to follow them and watch them grow. And they've gone to college and now they're teachers and now they have found love and they're married and have partners. And so at some point in time, they have shared their desire to expand their family. And so, what does that look like from a family attorney, right? Because there's some questions that come into play. Are both of them considered the legal mom of the child? Because, as you may know, they are one waist down. That means they have one pelvis. And so, at that point in time, who's carrying the baby? Both of them probably are carrying the child. And how do we determine who is the mom? Will both of them claim to be mom, or will one of them claim to be mom depending on who is the father through DNA testing? And then if one of the gentlemen are the father and that couple determines that they are indeed the biological parents, then what happens to the other gentleman? Is he uncle? Is he dad number two? Is she mom number two? How are they going to determine that from a legal perspective? I do not believe I've ever seen case law that supports that, right? So, how would we break all this down? Is one set auntie and uncle and one set mom and dad? Or are we collectively mom and dad, right? And then during the pregnancy, if they are able and allowed to carry the child to term, then what does that experience look like and feel like? Do they both get morning sickness? Do they both get contractions? Do they both push? Will it be a C-section? There's so many questions. And then as a child is being raised, how will it be raised? How will they determine who is mom? Since they both went through the process, would both of them be considered mom? So there's just so many questions from a legal perspective that the courts, I don't think, have been able to figure out. And if you have dealt with this, or if you are familiar with or had a case like this, right? So let's say things don't work out and they want to get a divorce. What happens then? Who gets custody? Um, so many questions from a legal perspective that I don't think the courts are really ready to answer. But if you have dealt with cases like this or experienced anything like this, I would love for you to stitch me and answer some of my questions. And then for the rest of you guys, I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions because I have a lot of questions. I would love for them to do an interview. I would love to be their attorney that gets the interviews because I think that people are very fascinated and interested and would welcome the opportunity to learn more about what this dynamic looks like. So tell me in the comments what your questions are. Keep it PG, but I'd love to know when you see this, what are your thoughts? And again, I just want to be clear. We wish them all the best. Congratulations to them. Finding love is hard out here. So when you find it, hold on to it. So congratulations to the twins.